Oh, sorry.
Remix.
Damn. Yo. It's time for the news, dog.
We're going to go kick it over to Josh. He's going to do the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Hit it. Okay. Kick it.
We're starting with Lord of the Rings.
We're starting with Lord of the Rings stuff because Jonah doesn't like talking about Lord of the Rings stuff.
Big fans.
This week they dropped 23 character posters.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of content that they just kind of uploaded. Literally just a picture, and then there was a descriptive text with each one, which was like, you can't see this person's face, their hands are, and like it would describe what you're seeing in the thing. So people have been just kind of looking over every little bit of the images to try and figure out who could it possibly be. People are trying to figure out, who the character is. So they're, basically what I was looking for is like, all right, who has a ring with a jewel on it?
Yeah.
Because that's your first indicator that it's a ring of power, basically, unless they're changing that. But yeah, there's like 23 images.
Crazy. They look sick too.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with like the costumes look really good.
It feels,
Scrolls
it feels like
look awesome.
When I looked at these, I was like, because of the description, it was kind of a dead giveaway, but it was like, yo, these are like straight from the studio's like mood boards, like how they're like pitching and like storyboarding the story. You can tell like they probably had like a couple pages dedicated to this, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, what did you guys before? I mean, there were some. There's a group of people called Fellowship of Fans that they actually were able to confirm who some of the characters are.
Oh,
so before we go through that, what did you guys think about the images?
Yeah, I thought they looked really good. I don't know who they are, but the quality of the costumes and the weapons, scrolls,
Apples.
apples, they looked really good. To me, like it was cool seeing some of the weapons because it didn't seem like something we'd seen before in the past movies, and so it looks like we'll be getting new designs and earlier stuff that in universe hadn't been seen before. So I think it looked really cool.
It looked like you're saying it looked new, but at the same time, it felt like it
Familiar.
fit still in the world of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
The Peter Jackson trilogy. I think you've mentioned Weta Workshop is apparently working on it. It hasn't been confirmed, but they kind of shared
they shared the post and said the next chapter, and then people were like, "Oh, so Weta Workshop's working on it?" And they're like, "Yeah, Amazon Prime's doing some great work over there. We're big fans of what they're doing."
Yeah.
But Weta Digital finally added it to their to their page, so Weta's involved in some capacity.
So that was kind of the cool thing, where it was like it felt new, but it also felt like it belonged. I think it's impossible to kind of figure out what you're going to get based on posters, but it looks really cool just as far as what they're doing. And I thought my favorite ones were the dwarf one, and then the one that I know it looked like Sauron, but it's not Sauron; it's another character. But that was the one where I think it was Gilgalad or something, but that had the city. Oh, is that Elrond?
That's Elrond.
That had the city on the dagger stuff. Like that kind of stuff was cool.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite one was the armored Galadriel. I think that one was cool. So it looks cool. One of those things, I thought it was a unique kind of doing a character poster. Normally you just get the faces and it's like, this is, but this was kind of like cool just seeing the hands and each holding like, it seems like either a weapon or something that they use that kind of describes their character.
Yeah,
so that was kind of cool.
I think that style of poster was more common actually back in the day, probably. Now it's all very...
during Middle Earth times.
That's right. Second age. Back when we were in like high school. So I don't think it was anything new, but it's actually kind of cool to have that callback.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was going to say, these look awesome, but kind of along what you said, you can't really judge much from it.
Right.
And I think as far as like, if I was brainstorming, what's the safest way to promote my new, series of Lord of the Rings? That would probably be the easiest, is just props and costumes. So, I mean, I think they're smart by doing it, and it also gets people hyped. And so that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it just kind of gives you like the feel goods that it like at least will look really good and like good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because based off, so the Sauron character, or the one with the black hand, where people are like Sauron or the Witch King, it's apparently a new character that they're creating that's described as a twisted elf.
Mrs. Sauron.
Yeah, so it's like somebody that's been corrupted, which is how the orcs originally basically came from. One of them is Celebrimbor, so like the smith that forges a lot of the rings. We've got Gil-galad, or Gil-galad, if you will. Elrond was in there.
Yeah.
I think the coolest one that I liked was the armor with the dagger, and that's Galadriel.
I like Galadriel's, yeah.
And so you see it's a cool because it's the knife, and then it has the white tree and the other tree, so it's like a reference back to the trees from Valinor and stuff like that. I also really like the armor for the guy that had like the sun spot and the sword. He had like green armor. That's Elendil.
Okay. Who was the one that had like almost the wooden looking?
So that they didn't know. They don't know who it is.
Okay, I like that one.
They know who the actor is, but they don't know exactly what character.
Look like a dwarf?
I don't think so. I think they're basically saying he's one of the wild men from the forest.
Because Elrond was the one that had
he had a staff with a city on it.
That was Elrond.
The dwarf is Durin, so one of the first dwarves.
Nice.
And there was a dwarven queen in there too. So we're gonna see female dwarves apparently.
Beards.
Yeah,
Armpit hair.
but yeah, it was just pretty cool to see that.
Isildur's in there, right?
Yes, he is. So he's kind of he's the guy with the rope. So it kind of seems like because at this point I think they're depicting him as he's a sailor on one of the Numenorean ships.
That makes sense. So yeah.
But yeah,
Cool.
it's really I'm actually getting more excited for the show.
We're gonna get a trailer at Super Bowl.
Hopefully, I think they're rumoring that they are going to do either a teaser or a trailer. So
Time is kind of running out, so yeah, I think.
Well,
so.
and they have money to spend.
Oh, they do.
Bezos can just.
Bezos?
Yeah.
it's actually the
Bezos.
halftime show. I heard.
That's just the whole.
A bunch of L's coming out. Yeah.
I
Tupac.
prefer that than
Tupac.
anything we've got in the past.
Tupac comes back to the dead.
I think Tupac's in the
Dr. J is
halftime show,
singing
bro.
to the hobbits and the Shire.
Sick, dude. A lot of people are going to be hyped for that show. Lord of the Rings fans.
Pretty sick.
OG rappers.
Anything else with that?
No, that's it.
Okay.
It's cool.
We're just going to run through some quick stuff. Mick, a big Spider-Man fan. Dakota Johnson cast as Madame Webb.
Madam Webb.
Madame Webb, if you please.
People pronounce things different, you know.
I'm with you on
It
this.
just makes sounded way cooler. I said Madame Webb when you're like Madame Webb.
Well, she has the cool glasses and stuff. You know, I feel like she talks that way.
Yeah, she's fancy.
Anyways, you being a big Spider-Man fan, it hasn't been officially confirmed. She put something on Instagram that was just a spider web. So people were like, okay, she's confirming it. So, what do you think of that?
That's I guess it's good.
Not as far as the actress is concerned, but that character.
Sure.
Like, are you excited to see her in live action?
A very specific character to like the multi-dimensional stuff. So after what happened in No Way Home, it makes sense that we would probably be getting her as a character.
Okay.
So, she was really prominent in the animated Spider-Man series.
Wasn't she older in that one, like an old lady?
Yeah, Madame.
But
Madame. Yeah.
because I've seen like comic versions of her where she's younger, but I'm used to the one like when we watched the '90s
gray
cartoon.
hair. Yeah.
So when I saw this actress I was like, huh, are they going for
Like man,
Like, I was
first
hoping they were-
anime, now Madame Webb.
Well, that's what I thought. It's like, shouldn't they have cast Meryl Streep or something?
But yeah, I mean,
it's not good future proofing, you know. Too old.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything that Dakota Johnson's in.
50 Shades of Grey, haven't seen.
I know.
Have
crazy,
you never
right?
watched Peanut Butter Falcon? That movie's
Watched
awesome.
Peanut Butter- No.
It's on the list. It's on my
Peanut
list.
Falcon's
Peanut Butter
awesome.
Falcon
It's
is
on my
awesome.
list for sure.
I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey, by the way. It's just a joke.
No,
Just
you haven't.
the 50 Shades Darker.
Oh no, I did see her in something. It was
She's in 21 Jump Street.
she was in the movie with
I watched that.
She's
Chris
in.
Hemsworth. Oh, what was that movie called? Sorry, I gotta look this up because it's actually a really good movie. Hold on. Vamp.
gonna be honest. I don't know anything about Madame Webb. So,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
It's Madam.
I like
According to
Madame.
Josh. Me too.
Madame Webb. Yeah, I like that one. Is she a version of a Spider-Man woman, or what is she?
She's like she's the multi-dimensional character that has kind of in the same light of like the Watcher. She's like she
sees
she can see all
different.
but I think she's like specifically tied with the Spider-Men.
Interesting.
Again, that's all kind of coming from the animated series, so I'm not completely a pro at
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a kind of a weird decision to base a movie on. At least,
And isn't it
instead
kind
of
of funny?
having her like, oh, she's a character in a show, or
Yeah,
a
like
movie.
Nick Fury showing up, like in random, like have her show up in random shows.
Instead of being like, we're gonna have her one-off.
She's the
show.
Nick Fury of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What a weird sentence. Isn't it kind
though.
of funny how that movie just kind of like broke the seal? And it's just like, yo, bro.
You get a movie. You get a
can
movie.
go in this movie.
Yeah.
It's like,
We're gonna have 30 Spider-Man. I guess Tom Cruise is gonna be the next Spider-Man.
let's go. Oh, man. It's cool kind of, after the movie came out and seeing those interviews with the guys, the Spider-Men.
Yeah,
It was cool seeing them all.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
This movie better be worth it, man.
It's not Dakota Johnson, it's somebody else.
We can hit the next point if you want.
Okay, and then you
And we
get
can
back
come
to-
back
just yell
once
it
it
out.
figures it out.
Cassian Andor. Apparently, we haven't even seen the show.
Yeah, nothing.
Bad times at the El Royale.
Oh,
yes,
I know that
okay,
movie.
well, yeah.
Good movie, you said.
Yeah, it was good.
It's like a shoot 'em up.
That's like a John Wick kind of movie, right?
Not really. It's more
Isn't it like just a bunch of good people shooting themselves? Like shooting people?
Shooting
What you think
themselves.
John Wick is? There's a bunch of people shooting themselves. There's way more
basically.
to John Wick than that.
No.
I'm just saying, like one of those
much.
movies that's like shoot 'em up kind of stuff.
It's more like sure. Yeah,
I was
go
right.
with
It's like, no, it's a
Thanks,
period
guys.
piece.
I was right.
Dang, dude.
they say Madame a lot.
Cassian Andor season 2 apparently is going to start filming. Stellan Skarsgård, who's one of the actors in it, he in an interview said,
Did you say
that he was-
Charizard? What did he say?
Stellan Skarsgård. He's in. He's the
Nice.
guy in Dune, the ugly dude.
Oh, cool. Ugly dude. Jeez,
But he's in Andor, and he said that he was going to start filming season 2 in the fall. And he's like, people haven't even seen the first one, so
right.
he doesn't know when it's going to come out. So apparently, he dropped that information that no one else. Like, we haven't even seen Andor, and they're already
Maybe
doing season 2.
Maybe because of that, he's not actually going to be filming
Well,
season
could
2
be.
because he got
So.
offed.
And do you guys have any thoughts about it?
Does he play the same character he plays in Dune?
the ugly guy. I mean, it's cool.
The ugly dude.
It's interesting. They must be very confident. Is kind of
Yeah.
my mindset on that. Is wow, super confident. All right, best of luck to you. I'm on the bottom end of excited about Andor. I know you're super pumped, right?
I'm super pumped.
Yeah. So this really is more on your neck of the
Yeah, I'm
woods.
excited. He's been great in everything I've seen him in, the Pirates movies, Marvel stuff. He was awesome in Dune. He was
The fat, ugly guy. Yeah.
fat ugly guy, yeah. Super creepy in Dune, but he's one of those actors that just has a really good voice. So I'm excited to see what character he plays.
Yeah,
I feel like he could be. Sorry, feel like he could be bad guy, good guy. Could go either way.
Yeah. Bad guy. Shoot.
he's a good guy
Good
for
guy.
sure. No, I'm excited for it. I mean, it was on the lower end of my anticipated list for Andor. Like, it didn't make my top 10, but I'm still super excited for anything Star Wars. And the fact that we get another season of it's like, oh, that's sweet.
Okay, yeah.
Because I originally I thought it was just going to be like a one-off, like, oh, here's Andor season, prequel season, and then we're moving on. But
It
it's
ends with him, like, going out to do the mission.
right. But
Rogue
it's
One.
cool that we'll get to play in this like pre-original trilogy period a little bit. And then we've got the other shows that are, after the trilogy. We still have this space where we can still explore other stories. Maybe Cad Bane will show up.
There you go. Obi-Wan, apparently not confirmed, but rumors are that it's going to premiere in May. Which would be pretty awesome. We've already said every time.
I said that last time too.
Never
So
did
that means obviously we can we've already said that we think we're going to get a trailer after Book of Boba Fett. So we're obviously believing it's going to come out in May. So that's going to be pretty cool. You guys want to talk about that or no? We've already talked about it enough.
Yeah, we're all.
I think we had already
excited
we thought that's when it would come out. Like it just makes sense that it comes out in May.
Heck yeah, let's get it.
So the last thing and the most important bit of news is Zack Snyder news. Rebel Moon, which is his new movie, is going to be filming back to back. So part 1 and part 2.
Wait, isn't Rebel Moon supposed to be a Star Wars knockoff?
Yeah, it's a ripoff.
So
Rip-off
anyways,
better.
It's the rejected script.
I can
right?
read you guys the synopsis if you guys want to know what it's about. Yeah,
Read away.
So it says. The epic sci-fi fantasy is set in motion when a peaceful colony on the edge of the galaxy is
Outer
threatened by the armies of a tyrannical
Empire.
regent named Belisarius.
Okay.
Desperate people dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to
Leia.
seek out warriors from neighboring planets to help them make a stand. Parts 1 and 2 planning to film back to back April 18th through November 4th. Anyways, I'm excited for it. I think, like I've said, Zack Snyder's done some cool things in sci-fi, like the stuff in Man of Steel on Krypton. I think looks amazing and unique. He dropped a concept art that looks pretty cool, and so I'm excited for it. And if I might add, the fact that he's filming them back to back, 1 and 2. Gives me a little hope that he's clearing out his calendar for once the merger happens with Discovery. He films his movies. He can then work on Justice League Part 2 once he gets hired back by Warner Brothers. Yes.
You think they'll hire him back?
Once the merger happens.
Discovery's in charge. See, Corey, it was AT&T before. Now it's Discovery,
Yes.
all right?
Oh, okay.
New blood.
Good luck,
Yeah.
dude.
That poster has given me hope.
I'll tell you what, his batting average is pretty good. So, I mean, my anticipation for Rebel Moon's pretty good, actually.
Is this a Netflix show?
Yes.
Well, I'll be watching
Is
it
it
because I'm already paying for it.
movie or show?
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Two
Oh, okay.
movies.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You know what I meant.
Back to back. Part 1 and Pooh.
True.
What?
And
It does make sense.
Dang, bro. I thought
Guys,
you
I'm
were
going to edit this out.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Just kidding.
I thought you were a real Snyder fan. You're calling him Pooh now.
So hopefully with some casting news, because the only casting we have right now is Sophia Boutella as the main actress. And
Yeah,
then
so in the new
they're
Nolan
saying that
movie.
Jared Leto is probably going to be in it, maybe, potentially.
As a Joker.
What if this is all just?
And Ray Fisher. I guess Ray Fisher might be in it,
What if
too.
this is all just a facade and it's actually
Justice League.
That would be sick, but it's not. Netflix doesn't have the rights. Anyways, that's going to be it for the news, unless you guys have something else.
I wanted to touch on what happened last week. I know you guys talked about it real quick.
yeah.
Dude, my bad. I told you I was going to do that, and then I didn't. hey, let's restart this. Last week, there's a bunch of gaming news that we dropped, and unfortunately, Corey wasn't here. So, Corey, we wanted to get a chance for you to kind of just share your thoughts, since you're the big gamer guy here. And
Gamer
what are your
guy.
thoughts?
Which part did you want to talk
Well,
about? Because there's
everything.
Okay.
The acquisitions.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Blizzard
of
acquisition?
The Activision acquisition,
Okay.
and
It's okay.
acquisition, and Sony buying Bungie, and that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, the Microsoft getting Blizzard was pretty crazy. I honestly, no one expected it to happen, but I can't say it doesn't make sense because their stock value was really low because of all the sexual, situations there, the allegations and all that issue. So it makes sense. Buy low.
yeah.
And then Kotick needs the CEO. He gets to chill out and make his money and dip. So it's like best of both worlds because it's like Kodick's not behind the wheel anymore.
So now you can get back to World of Warcraft.
It's debatable on whether Microsoft. Hey, in this house, we love Microsoft. Okay. And it's not on my jacket, but we are sponsored at Cloud9 by Microsoft.
Okay.
So we do
And
love
this
Microsoft.
podcast
He's
as
a
well.
pop man.
No, we are not.
Podcast as well, sponsored by Microsoft.
No. But I think it's generally awesome to just switch it up because the heart and the soul of like Blizzard, whether you guys want to debate it or not, is kind of gone. Like the original founders, like, and the heart and soul behind it, they've moved on. They're gone. So what's the best way to move forward? Well, to switch it up and get new eyes on it, new hands on it. So I think this could be awesome. I think it could be great. The initial responses from Blizzard was really cool. They like all of a sudden started saying, hey, in World of Warcraft, we want to make a stance on Chinese gold farmers and illegal bots and stuff like that. And so they're making a super huge stand on that stuff, kind of the dark world of MMOs. And so that's cool. I think there's only a way up from now on.
Yeah.
I think whether it's a huge up or it's a slight up, it's going to be a positive result, I think. And so, I think it's good. A lot of people are like, well, it's Microsoft's just a bigger corporate situation.
Like Monopoly or something. I heard people complaining about the Monopoly aspect
Boardwalk.
of it.
Okay, well, that
Park
goes
Place.
hand in hand with the Bungie acquisition. Okay, so, right. Obviously, monopolies aren't good. We want there to be a lot of competition so that breeds lower prices and just higher quality products, right? And so, yeah, I'm glad that Sony got Bungie because, well, if Microsoft got Bungie, man, it's starting to thin out on that one side, on Sony's side, and I love Sony. And so, it's interesting. I didn't see that one coming either. I actually think that Bungie, like, aesthetically and just like how they handle themselves actually would be more attuned to Microsoft and Xbox, debatably. But I'm really happy that they found a home at Sony. I hope Sony makes more acquisitions.
Well, that's what the CEO said, right? He said this is just the beginning of more to come. So how does that, again, I asked this last week. Josh and Mick, they didn't give me a very good answer, obviously.
Sure. They're not gamers.
Because I'm asking you, because I'm asking...
We're not gamer guys.
Yeah, because I'm asking you again.
Yeah. Sorry.
But there's an element, so like with like Disney and movies and theaters and stuff like that, like buying studios, right? So now Disney owns 20th Century Fox, all that stuff.
So much.
But how does that work if Microsoft is buying a bunch of studios and Sony then is like, hey, we got to catch up, so we have to buy. So it ends up becoming like Microsoft with a ton of studios, Sony with a bunch of studios, and then Nintendo. Like how does that make you a little like trepidatious about what could happen if they just continue to buy out these other studios?
No, I think the think about the options. It's either Microsoft or Sony doesn't do anything and Microsoft just buys everyone out. That's worst case scenario,
right?
Because then they have full control and there's no competition. So I mean, it's just a natural progression of just besides indie companies like. Yeah, you need to pick a side, and there's going to be competition, and that's healthy. So I'm for it because the alternative is worse. Because I love Microsoft, but they are huge, and you can't just keep taking everything. Like you can. Disney's doing it slowly but surely. But does that breed the best product? Is that with the fans? In mind, is that the best for the fan and the player? I don't know. I don't think it is. In a realistic situation, no one's buying each other out. They're all their own independent studio. That's a perfect utopia of gaming, but that's not what's happening. So, Bungie, big companies like that, yeah. I mean, I'm okay if at least it's some kind of even level, but it's not perfect for sure. So. I think I have hope in a lot of like newer companies coming up. The heart and soul of Blizzard. A lot of those devs made their own company with the original CEO of Blizzard, and it's called Heaven. What is it called? Heaven. What?
Heaven's Gate.
It's Heavenly something or Heaven something. I can't remember, but it's like their whole principle is like we are gamers making for gamers. And we have gameplay and teamwork and the experiences in mind. It's not money, right?
Yeah.
Like money has to be made, but that's not what's driving sales. Like with Activision, it's like, dude, like we're gonna make a Call of Duty every year. By the way, they announced they're not doing that, by the way, but that's what it's been like the last like 8 years. And it's like that's not what's best for the player.
It's like FIFA.
It's gouging. It's gouging. You're like, if you want to be cool with your friends and play the latest Call of Duty, you have to pay $60. It's like, that's not good. The fact that there's not even a competition for Call of Duty is a problem in and of itself. So, I mean, that's kind of what happens when a gaming company has a monopoly. So, I hope that what comes from all of this is good, not a monopoly and just competition. And so that's all we can really hope for. And I think for Blizzard specifically, I think it's an improvement. And so I hope that the employees there are in a better spot. It sounds like they are. They announced did you guys cover that?
The game.
The open world survival game. Brand new IP. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah. I'm super stoked for that. We haven't seen a new IP for like over 10 years. That's not true. Overwatch was a new IP. So that's 6 years or something like that, 4 years, something like that. Dude, it's awesome, man. I'm stoked for Blizzard. So I think Blizzard's going in a good way.
Cool.
Is what I kind of get from all that. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Nice.
Was that a good answer for you?
That was way better than anything you guys said.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll talk after.
I'm sure you had something good.
You guys can go back and
don't say anything because then he'll edit it out.
Yeah, watch out. I edit things. All the cuss words.
Yeah.
Madame.
Madame Spider, what's her name?
Madame Webb.
Madame Webb. Is that it for the news?
That's it for the news. We're done with that. So sweet. Awesome. Let's just go into. We got some reviews doing the giveaway, and so let's do some reviews. Let's read a review.
What a polite song compared to the last one. The one was like
so rude.
That was getting pumped
down
for the news though.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
So we got three new reviews. We're gonna pick one as the winner after I read them. Right?
Did you guys went over some last week?
Do you want me to go over them last week?
Nope.
The ones from last week?
I trust you.
Okay. All right. So this one is titled Nerd News from John's Bigfoot. It says, stellar set of dudes, witty and informative. 2 thumbs up. Harry deck would be awesome. So
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, not a hairy one.
HARR.
And then we have another one. Title is Roger from Blind Bible Dead. And it says, this podcast is great. You must be more insane than Neville's parents to not like this podcast.
Hey.
And then
Nice.
the next one, there's a long one. It says, so good is the title from Monster Guy. It says, nerd news, trivia, Snyder theories, and so much more. This podcast is exactly what I want. I am always excited to listen to my favorite 4 discuss everything nerdy. Each time I see a new episode, I feel so ecstatic. The same feeling that Cedric Diggory's dad felt when he first saw him with the cup. Who are they? Well, let me break it down. Mick.
Wait, wasn't he dead?
When
he has a cup?
He was excited at first because then they play the music and he goes.
I was like, then he was straight up dead and I was like, oh.
Mick, let me break it down. Mick, clearly the leader, introducer extraordinaire. That's
right.
And some may say most even keel. Wow. You can always trust Mick's advice, even if it agrees with Jonah. Corey, a.k.a. Neo, a.k.a. the gamer. See, I called you the gamer.
The one,
gamer guy.
A.k.a. designer. With his graphic design eye, he adds different views to shows that I would never have noticed. Frame rates, color scheme.
Wow.
Not only this, but he represents the PC gaming community well. Josh. Man, I could listen to him for hours. Josh has so much insight, he makes that so Raven look like a strip mall psychic. Not only do I blindly agree with what he says, but how he says it is just so scrumptious.
Okay,
go.
Jonah, literally the wild card. I never know what is going to come out of his mouth, and it is entertaining. Jonah connects dots in movies that no one sees, literally no one. It's amazing. He scratches the conspiracy theorist itch in me so well that I now think the earth is flat. Nice. That's from Monster Guy.
That was a 1-star review.
That was definitely
a 1-star review. That was a 5-star review.
all that for a 1-star.
So I mean, we can vote on. We've read the ones last week. If you listened,
Yep.
For me, that one's kind of I vote that one as the winner.
I mean, it was like 5 paragraphs.
You know, it's the effort put
Whoever
into it.
Monster Guy is, this guy went way overboard. He tried really hard. And the amount of time that he put in it kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are we all in agreement
I
on
think
this?
so. Yeah.
All right. So thanks everybody for participating. Monster Guy, send me a message to Nerd Age. I can get your address.
Yeah, wherever you are.
And then yeah, and then you can pick what deck you want. Everybody else, thank you for leaving 5-star reviews and kind of supporting the show and everything. We'll do some more giveaways. I think we got one coming up for YouTube. We'll kind of think about some stuff to do there.
Yeah.
So just be on the lookout for more of that. And is there anything else you guys want to say? Or are we good to call it?
No, you said it all.
All right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. We're there. Nerd age. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us this week, and we'll talk to you guys. We'll talk to you guys next week.
You're weird.
Bye.
You're a weird dude.